Okay, hi everybody. It's Kasia from the Niagara-on-the-Lake Public Library. We have a couple more minutes before we get started, but I'm here because we're doing the next NOTLLibrary Live, Create with Kasia, and we're going to be making this little spring bunny. Yeah, right here. So I know we're early, a couple more minutes, wait for a couple more people to join, but I'd just like to get on to make sure that everything is all good tech-wise and all the puppies are relaxed, right? They're not begging me for attention, although that doesn't seem to be working today. Hi, Evie. So just the regular housekeeping things. If our connection does drop for whatever reason, I will be back. I won't abandon you. I'll figure it out. I'll get us back up. And if the worst happens and there's no connection, I will finish recording the video and I'll post it on our YouTube channel. So don't worry about that. Sometimes those things happen. Just like you are all at home, hopefully safe and sound. I am home, but that means I'm also here with my husband and my dogs and my kids. So my two boys are running around. They're going to be working on a little bit of schoolwork, actually, hopefully in a little bit, since that started today. So they should be in the other room, but my dogs will be wandering around, wondering why I'm talking to nobody. So they'll keep coming over to say hi, and they have their jingly collars on today. So if there's any interruptions, I do apologize, but it is what it is when we're at home. I'll run through materials quickly just to give you an idea of what you need, but don't worry if you don't have all the materials. This video, like I said, once it is finished, I'm going to upload it to our story, but also download it and then put it up on our YouTube channel. So all the other videos that we've done are up there. So there's a birch tree painting, there's the waffle painting, there's a robin and a ladybug. So actually this is our 5th Create with Kasia. Awesome. Thank you all for joining me. So we're just gonna wait another minute or two before I get started, because it's just 4 o'clock now. So it's nice and sunny though today. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the weather. I let the puppies out this morning and they were out for about 2 hours just enjoying the sun. Both of them had to move into the shade because they were so warm from the sun that they were panting. So they're getting a little suntan, I guess. Evie's in the sunshine, the sunbeam right now, the one that's coming into the house. And yeah, I hope everyone's enjoying the weather because I'm sure happy that it's sunny out today instead of gloomy. Any day's a good day for painting. It doesn't have to be rainy or sunny or anything. Any day's a good day for that. So let's just check the time. It's 4:01, so we'll wait one more minute. So this is what we're going to be making today. And I actually had one of my friends be like, are you sure we're going to be able to make that? Yes. I promise I'm going to break it down into steps so that you will be able to make this. Even the drawing part, don't worry. I'm not going to say, okay, draw a bunny, and then we'll paint it. We'll do every single little tiny line that needs to get done so that we can get something that looks like this. Another thing that I mentioned in the video about an hour ago, I always do, if this is your first time joining us, I always do a video or a live stream about an hour before we start, just to go over the materials you need and just as a reminder for people. But I did mention that while I made a gray bunny here, just because I happen to have some gray paint that I was playing with when I made this guy, you can make this bunny whatever color you want. Any color. It can be purple, it can be green, it can be yellow, it can be pink, any color you wish. Because they'll all look really cute. No matter what color the bunny is, it's going to look adorable. It can be a multicolored bunny. It can be a rainbow bunny. You can do whatever you want with this little bunny. Okay, so it's about a couple of minutes after 4. I'll run through materials and then we can get started. So what you're going to need to paint with us today is a few things. If you join us for our other videos, it's pretty much the same thing as before, but you're going to need a surface to paint on. So I'm using watercolor paper. I still have a bunch of that, so that's what I'm going to be using. So it can be cardboard, it can be canvas, it can be wood, it can be copy paper, it can be anything. This actually even works on colored paper too. So if you have cardstock or construction paper, that works. So don't worry about what you're painting on, just make sure it's safe for you to paint on it. Make sure that you're working on a surface that you are allowed to paint on. So this is my drafting table or my painting table or my drawing table. As you can see, it's already covered in paint. Feels comfortable for me for this to be covered with paint. My mom is not going to be upset if she sees that there's paint on this. So make sure your parents are not going to be upset, or whoever you're living with is not going to be upset if you get paint on that spot. If you're worried, put a tablecloth down or a big sheet of paper to cover. Just make sure you're painting somewhere that is a good idea for you to paint on. Make sure it's not on a brand new carpet or not on a brand new table or not on the couch. Please don't paint on the couch. Just make sure it's a safe spot, okay? You are also going to need some paints. So the ones that I mentioned in the graphic that you'll need are going to be white and black, which are the two shades, right? Light and dark. And then we have our primary colors. So yellow, red, and blue. From these colors plus these colors, we can pretty much make any color on the rainbow. It's awesome. Finn has an itch. In the video I did about an hour ago, I said you could pick any color for this bunny. So I'm actually going to make 2, possibly 3 at the exact same time. And I'm going to do a purple bunny and maybe even a teal bunny, just to show you that this will work with anything. Okay? You're also going to need a cup of water to wash your brush. Now I have another cup of water for drinking. If anyone wants to guess if I'm going to wash my brush in my drinking water, it's a possibility. You're also going to need 2 brushes, so a medium brush and a fine point brush. I have this bigger one that I've been using the last couple of times. I have a slightly smaller one just because this used to be my favorite brush and I found it looking through some of my old art materials. So I'm going to go back and see if it works the same way as I remember. And you will need a fine point brush to get some of these details today. You can use a medium brush and you can just use it on the chisel edge. Or, like I've mentioned before, if you only have a big brush, just paint bigger. Don't paint little things with a big brush. Get a bigger sheet of paper or bigger sheet of anything and paint big. Because this medium, will become a fine point if you go big enough, right? You're also going to need a paper towel to blot your brush after you wash it, just like this. And then you're going to need a pencil to draw with, because we're going to get some of these lines down first, okay? So let me just check the time. Oh yeah, 4:05. So I think we have everything. Oh, I did forget. Make sure you're wearing your paint clothes. So don't wear anything that it's like your favorite shirt or your favorite pair of pants or anything. Make sure that whatever you're wearing, you are okay if you get paint on it, even if it's washable. Because sometimes washable paint is not washable, especially some kinds of tempera are not washable. So just make sure you're wearing something that you don't mind getting paint on. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to move this little bunny over here. Again, my name is Kasia Dupuis. I'm from the Niagara-on-the-Lake Public Library, and welcome to the latest NOTLLibrary Live Create with Kasia. So we're going to make this little bunny today. So I'm going to put her right over here. Maybe I'll put it over here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to draw first. So I need everyone to grab their pencil. And I'm going to do 2 at the exact same time. So I'm going to make a smaller one on this sheet, which I'll move in and out. And then I'm going to do the regular size one on this sheet here. Okay? So grab your pencil. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this curve. So the cheeks, the chin and the cheeks of the bunny, just right here. So watch me first while I do it on this one. And then you can go ahead and do the step on yours when I'm doing my second one. So I'm going to start around here. So there's enough space at the bottom for some feet. There's enough space for some ears. And I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to start like this, curve all the way down and around, and make a really wide, narrow, it's really wide, but really narrow C, just like that. So I'm going to do this one here. So make it a little smaller so that it fits on my paper, just like that. Okay. Now, when you're using pencil, especially if you're working on paper, I think I've showed you guys before, make sure you go nice and light. And even if you're making a circle or anything like that, do really light lines until you find that perfect one, and then you can find it. If you press really, really hard with your pencil, it's really tricky to erase it. See? It will never really go away. Whereas with this one, if I'm erasing, see, it goes away. Okay? So press really lightly with your pencil. So we have the cheeks and we have the chin of our bunny. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start up here and we're going to go up and over just like this. Now I think that got a little bit too high, So guess what? I'm just gonna cut some of that off, trim it off, and give it a really quick light erase, just like that. Okay? So same thing, go like this, and go up and over, just like that, till it joins, okay? Now that bunny, I'm looking at this now, it's a little bit square, so I'm just gonna kind of curve it off, just like that, okay? So that's the second step of our painting. So we've got the bunny face. Ta-da! Okay, next step, we're going to do an ear. So we're gonna do the side ear, that's right here. That rhymed, side ear, right here, just like that. So you're going to come up here and go like this, okay? And then you're gonna start here and then go back on that side. And you wanna get a little narrower as you go down, like so. I'm gonna do this one again. I'm gonna go up here and down like that. And this is just the back of the ear. So this is the side, you won't see the pink on the side. This is just the back of that ear, okay? Now we're gonna do another ear, but this one is going to start in the bunny's head. Sounds a little weird, I know, but it's gonna start right there. So you're gonna start here, and you're going to go up like that, and then start here, and then go like that, just to make it. So these ones are a little bit pointier than I wanted, but that's okay. I can leave it the way it is, or I can round it off when I go to paint it. Now see this funny little line here? What you can do with your pencil is just erase it, and that's where it's important to press really lightly, just like that, okay? So, one more time, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go like this, I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna erase this line, just like so. Okay, just like that. Now, I actually need to make a little change. That one is a little too straight, so I'm just gonna go back this way, just like that. Yeah, didn't get enough of an angle. Although bunnies hold their ears all different ways, so that's okay. All right, next step, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this little pink part in the ear. So it's the exact same shape, except this time it closes at the bottom. So just like this. Ready? You go like this, and you're gonna go like this. Okay? So you've got that little center of the ear, just like that. Okay. Next step we're going to make is the bunny's back. So this curve here. We're only gonna go to about here, okay? So you're gonna start behind the ear and make this big curve just like that, and you're going to stop right there. Okay? So you're gonna start behind the ear, make a big curve, and then go down like that. That one went a little bit lower than I thought, but that's okay. So then after that, we're going to make this little bit of a sharper edge. So it's not like a big circle, because we want to have some space for the tail to be stuck on. So we're going to make more of an angle, so more of a straight line. So from here, we're going to go down like this, and then we're going to go across like that. And that's going to be the beginning of the foot, just like that. Okay? So can everyone see? Oh, here, let's go this way. Yeah, like that. Okay? So then you're going to go, oh, puppies might bark, everybody. Like this, and then down like that. Okay? Just like so. The next step we're gonna do is make the rest of the paw, the back paw, like that. So we're going to come down here, curve up, and go like this. And it's not gonna connect anywhere, it's just gonna stop right there. And actually mine, I'm looking at it now, mine is a little bit longer than before. So if you think it's too long, you can just erase a little bit of that away. So one more time, I'll do on this one. Start here, connect over, and stop. Looks a little funny right now, doesn't it? Like it's missing a bunch of things, because it is. So we're actually gonna leave this spot alone, and we're going to move over here, because we're gonna do this little paw right here. So you're going to start on the side of the chin, make a little bump, and add in the paw, just like that. Okay, so one more time. Start here and add in the paw. Now you don't see the whole paw because part of it is actually underneath the bunny's chin, right? You wouldn't see that part. So we're gonna make it look a little bit realistic by adding those little simple details. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is make this part of the paw. So there, and then we're gonna actually join the belly. So watch this. So we're going to start under his chin or her chin, depends if you have what kind of bunny you have. You're gonna make a paw like this, and see how I come up close to the chin, but I stop, and then I'm gonna go like this, like that. So make a belly, and the belly should be a little bit rounded, okay? So let's see. So make another paw here, just like this, and that's like his little armpit right there, little bunny armpit, and then you're gonna go across like that. Okay, how's everybody doing? Hopefully really good. I've turned off the comments, but there is someone from the library that is on to answer questions if you have any. So this is what we've got so far, okay, compared to what we're aiming for. All right. The next little thing we're gonna do is make the bunny nose. So right about here in the middle, we're going to do a little, kind of like a V shape, like a rounded V, because bunnies have those little triangle noses. Now, sometimes when people think of bunnies, they think of like this, right? Bunnies. But we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna make it a little bit more realistic. So like so. Oh, and I forgot to do it on this one. I'm gonna make a little nose like this. And then the next step is we're going to make those little, I guess, bunny cheeks. They're gonna go down and up, and down and up. Now see how I have a little space between that? Don't worry, we're gonna be painting it, and probably our paint line, the brush that we use, is gonna be thicker than what we draw. So just like that. Okay, so we have our little bunny mouths. And then the next thing we're gonna do is make little bunny eyes. Just like so. Like so, the happy bunny. Okay. And what else we're missing? How could we forget the bunny tail? So at the end, we're gonna go like this and make a poof, like so. I'm gonna do that on this one here too. I'm gonna make a little poof, like so. Okay. And the last thing we're gonna draw is a little carrot. So make a little carrot, just like that. So we're going to do a rounded top, like so. I'll do these both side by side. A rounded top, one line down here, around the bottom and come back up. So one line down here, around the bottom and come back up. Make those carrots. And if you want really lightly, you can put some lines in between like that. So see how on one side, I leave some space, and then on the other side, I try to make the line go in between those first spaces. And then you can do just 3 little sticks for the carrot top. You can do 4 if you like, you can do 5 if you like, it's up to you. Okay, so we are done. The drawing, we are going to start painting. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna make is going to be the gray bunny that I did before. But like I said, you can make your bunny whatever color you want. And like I mentioned earlier, this bunny is gonna be a purple bunny. So I'm gonna do a purple one at the exact same time. So whatever color you're using as the base of your bunny, we're gonna mix that first. So to make a gray, I'm gonna take a little bit of white, move it to a new spot, and then take a teeny tiny touch of black. See how little bit of black that is? Does anybody remember why I use just a little bit of black? Because black is very strong and white is very weak. So we can always add a little bit more black, but we'll need a lot more white to get back to a lighter color if we put too much in. And remember, when you're mixing, you want to stay nice and close to the center of your little paint puddle. Sometimes students, when I'm teaching them, they make this giant paint puddle, and then they waste all their paint. It's all dry before they get to use it. Okay, So I have my gray that I'm going to use here. And what you're going to do is we're going to start with the body of the bunny first. So you're going to take your paint that you've mixed and you're going to go around just like so. And take your time. And you're just going to paint in the body of that bunny. And this is actually much darker. I kind of like it though. This one's actually much darker than the gray that I used for the demo bunny. Just like so. Take a little bit more. Remember, if your paint is getting a little bit too, it's starting to dry out, like mine is, you can add a little bit of water and mix it in and make it go a little bit further, just like so. So I'm just gonna go around, I'm gonna follow those lines a little bit. I find my brain kind of remembers, even though everything's the same color, it kind of follows the contour of where I painted. My brush strokes kind of give it a hint as to where I'm going next. So see, you can kind of see that line where the foot was. That's okay, that's good. That will help us remember when we go to do some outlining later on. So I'm just gonna do the bunny paw, just like so. And if you have a smaller brush, this is a good spot for a smaller brush. Oh no, you know what? I forgot that I was going to use my other brush today. Oh look, and I just ran, oops, oh dear. I just ran my finger through the paint and I just made a mess. That's okay, no big deal, right everybody? We can always fix it up. There we go. Okay, so I did my bunny's body and I'm gonna do this other front paw just here. Like so. So yeah, if you have a smaller brush, this might be a good time for you to use it. If you're using a bigger brush like me, you know what, just take your time. Get closer if you need to. Change the angle of your brush. You can move it whatever way you're able to get a better flow and a better line for your project. Okay, so I'm gonna move this guy over here and I'm gonna do a purple bunny with the exact same step. I'm gonna try to do this a little bit faster. So I'm gonna take some purple and I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter by mixing some white, like so. And then I'm going to do the body of the bunny, like so. So hopefully everyone's having a first day of virtual school. Hopefully everyone's gonna get into a new groove, and we'll take it day by day and figure it all out. It's new for all of us. So we'll just have to give ourselves time and give everyone time and have an adjustment back to some learning. I think it's important to learn like every single day. But even this, if you're painting with me, you are learning how to paint a bunny, right? Learning doesn't have to be like a book or anything that you would typically think. Learning can be everything. Like I've learned how to make a video and post it online and do a live stream. That's my big learning thing the last couple days, last couple weeks actually. And thank you all for joining me and allowing me to do that. Hopefully you're having fun, because I am. Oh, I almost forgot the paw before I went on to the next spot. So, beginnings of my purple bunny, just like so. Okay, next step. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's okay. So I'll let this little guy dry. Pretty cute. So the next step is we're going to take that gray or whatever color you did for your bunny, and we're gonna lighten it just a teeny tiny bit. So I'm gonna take a little bit more white, just like that, and you're gonna mix it in, and you wanna lighten it enough that you see a little bit of a change. Just a tiny change. And I might do it a little bit more brighter so that you can see the difference. But we want it to look like this is closer to you, so it'll be a little bit lighter. It might not be that much of a difference on the camera or on your painting, but those little tiny details that we do, they do make a difference in the final picture. Like so. I'm just running short. My paint's drying out. I think because we have the windows open, that my paint is drying out a lot faster today, which is great for painting because I don't get bored, but not so good for my colors on my palette staying dry or staying wet. So go like this. And don't worry if you cover over the bunny's face. Those are very simple lines. I can show you how to put them back in. So all of this here. It's so nice to be able to have the window open though. Ugh. Okay. And then you can go around the ear as well, like this. And just like all the other projects, if you accidentally go outside your line, or say you accidentally painted on there, no big deal. We can paint over it. That's one of the beautiful things about painting, is that we can paint over it. Or even better, look at every single project as a learning experience. So don't go in being like, okay, I want to make this bunny exactly perfect. That's putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You want to be able to learn the steps so that you can make as many bunnies as you like, knowing how to do the steps, right? Just like so. So can you see the difference on the camera? I think it's a little bit different. It's blocking, my view is kind of blocked by it, but. Okay, so I'm gonna do my other bunny really quickly with the exact same step. So I'm gonna take my other brush, make it a little bit lighter. Ooh, that might even be too much white. Let's see. And I'm going to do this. So I've never done two projects at the exact same time before, especially not on camera. So thank you all for bearing with me and being patient. And you know, sometimes, you know, you've done a step, but you just kind of want to take a break in between steps. So you can, by watching me finish my little bunny here. It's a little bit too light. So see, I'm going and changing my step as I go. I want it to be lighter, but I don't want it to be too white. So I'm just adjusting. Even that's a little bit too light for me. That's better. Okay. And this purple paint, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's a little bit streaky. Every different kind of paint you buy has a different ability. So some paints are a little bit thicker, some paints are thinner, some paints you can't see through at all, and no matter what you add to them, they don't change. Some paints, the tiniest little bit you add to it, it makes a difference and it changes. So you have to know the paints you're working with. And sometimes you don't know until you use them. There we go. Okay, so we have the 2 layers of our bunny. So the next thing you're gonna do is we're going to, excuse me everybody, we're gonna actually paint the background. So for my background, for this one, I used a teal, and I happen to have that exact same teal right now. So I'm going to use a little bit of water. So we're gonna kind of make it into a watercolor. So I'm gonna put some water in a new spot, find your color that you want, and you're going to mix it to make it a little bit more watery, like so. And then you're gonna start to paint around. Now that's really bright and I love it. But to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm actually gonna add a tiny little bit of white, just like that. And paint all the way around. So be careful around the tail a little bit. If you accidentally go on the tail, that's okay. But we're gonna be painting that tail in with white, and sometimes white has a tricky time covering over different colors. This teal will probably be okay, but depending on the paint that you're using, you might want to avoid the tail a little bit more, or use your small brush to go around it. So like so. So I probably won't do the background on my purple bunny if that's okay with everybody. Just the background. But we want to get the background done for before we do the outlining of the bunny. So also, you want to make sure that you're outlining around this carrot. Let's see. I'm not sure if you guys can hear. We're doing schoolwork, and it sounds like we're doing some schoolwork. Okay. Like so. Okay, just like so. And if you don't want to do a background for your bunny, you don't have to do a background for your bunny. You can just leave it white. Okay. Like so. Remember before when I mentioned about like some people, some of my students before, or just people I've talked to in general about art, they're like, oh, well, my stuff I don't like the way it looks. It never looks nice. You know, it's too messy. It's not smooth. It's like, well, but honestly, adding all these little details and these messy spots and backgrounds make it look much more interesting, right? We want to add some of those variations in color so that it makes it more interesting to your eye. Because even this bunny, it's really smooth, right? The lines we've used are smooth. The painting in of it is smooth. So we want to have some contrast for our eye in the background, just like this. Okay, there's my background. Yep, I kind of like it just like that. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to do the background for my other bunny, but I'll finish this one a little bit so that you can all work on your background. And again, if you're not working on the painting right now, you're just following along, just feeling like watching today, don't worry, we will put all these videos up on our social media channel so you can paint along when you feel ready to, just like so. Okay, so there's my background. So after that, what you can do is wash your brush, dry it off, and we're actually gonna move to our small brush. So if you have a small brush, this is the time to grab it because we're going to start the outlining part of this bunny. So right here, all these little lines that we're gonna do, okay? So remember when I said that I would walk you through everything? Don't worry, I'm gonna go every tiny little line one by one. So the color that we need though to use that is the darker version of whatever color you painted your bunny. So if you made a light gray, go for a dark gray. If you made a purple, go for a dark purple. If you did a pink bunny, do a darker pink. So to darken a color, luckily I lightened my color before when I'm doing purple, so I would just maybe use the purple. But to make gray, because I mixed a gray, what I would have to do is mix a new, slightly darker gray in a new spot. And it doesn't have to be like really, really dark. It just needs to be a step or two darker, just like that. Okay. So there is going to be my gray for my bunny, and I'm going to really quickly make a purple. Actually, no, I'm just going to move some purple here. Actually, maybe that's a little bit too dark. I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter, just like that. Okay. So let's do this bunny first. So make your dark gray or your darker version of the color or the original color, whichever one you're working from. And we're actually going to start from behind the bunny's, actually no, we're going to start from the bunny's foot. So we're going to take our brush and see how there's a little line here. If you've lost your line, don't worry. Just kind of figure out before you paint where you want to start. And you're going to go down and around like this. Like so. And don't worry if you're getting these little kind of flecks of the brush. Like see how my brush is kind of jumping a little bit and has rough spots? I kind of like that. It makes it look like I meant to do it, right? Makes it look like a really cool texture piece that you can put in. So for this bunny, I did that one. And then here, I'm going to do this side. So I'm going to start here, go down and around. Like so. Okay? You can even go up behind the tail a little bit, like so. Okay? Then from there, you're going to take your color and you're going to start here under the bunny's chin. Go around that paw and take your time. Outlining is not something to be rushed. And if you think I'm going fast, it's only because I've had practice, but I still feel like I'm concentrating. And you're gonna do the belly next too. So, and it's gonna stop right at that foot. Did you see how I stopped there? I didn't go through the foot. You wanna stop right at that foot, okay? So in case you missed it, I'm gonna do the next spot. So I'm gonna go here, around the paw, around the paw, and then, I'm rushing today. And I'm gonna go to there, just like that. Okay. Okay, there's my first set of outlines. Next one, what I'm gonna do is take your brush And you're going to start at the back of your bunny back, right here. And you're going to follow along. Now see, my paint is getting dry, so I gotta add a little bit more water. When I'm doing my outline, I'll do it this way just so you can see. I'm using my baby finger to hold up my brush. See how my baby finger's on the paper? And you're gonna go like so. Okay, and just follow along. That's really tricky to paint that way, so I'm gonna put the paper back down on my surface and finish up this spot here, just like so. Okay, perfect. So we'll do the other bunny really quickly. So we'll start here and go all the way around, just like that. Okay, just like that. Sorry, everybody. Okay, next thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this ear. So you're going to start here, and you're gonna go up and follow that line right to the end. And then instead of starting right back down, you can if you want, but what I find is I have an easier time tracing up, so I'm gonna go back up like this. Okay? Don't worry about this yet, we haven't got there, so don't worry. So again, we'll start this guy here. Can everybody see? Yep, okay, I'm getting better at that. I'm gonna go across like this. And then here, like so. Okay, just like so. Okay. Next one, we're gonna do around the bunny's head. Ready? So we're gonna start here, and we're going to go down and stop. And then we're gonna go here and across and stop. Just like that. Okay. So it's kind of giving him like kind of the beginning of a hat, I guess. So like that. So this little spot here, like so, and then here and across. And see how I went from a different angle on this purple bunny? That's okay. Whatever feels the most comfortable for you at the time, that is what you should be doing. Okay, we're actually going to do the bunny's cheeks and chin. And one thing that kind of makes the bunny look really cute is if you start right at this edge here, like right, see there's like that angle right there? That makes the bunny look like it's got like a little full chubby cheeks. And you're gonna go down and around the chin. Now take your time with this. Follow your line that you made, like so. Now my brush is getting a little spiky. Let me show you up close. I've used this brush a lot. Can you see all the spikes coming off my brush? Yeah. Some of my brushes have been around a long, long, long time, and you can start to tell. Okay, so I'm gonna do the chin. So right here, hopefully you can all see. So here, down, and around, and same. Because I'm kind of painting in the air, I changed my angle of the way I approached it to like so. Okay, like that to do the chin. And you know what, since I'm here, let's do the next one. You're gonna do this ear. So you're going to go around the edge of the ear, just like so. Oh, can you guys hear the leaf blower? Everyone's outside cleaning their yard today. Hopefully you can't hear the leaf blower. Okay, so we're gonna do this angle here. I don't blame my neighbor. It's a lovely day to get some work done outside. Okay. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do this paw. So we're gonna go around this little paw here, just like so. And I'm gonna do this one really quickly. Oh, I ran out of paint. See how fast it's drying? I don't know if everyone else is having that problem today. I think it's the sunshine. There we go. Okay. So before we go on to some of the details, what we're gonna do is use that color you have and we're gonna put some toes. We're gonna make some bunny toes. So on the front paws actually, we're gonna do this. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then 1, 2 on the back paw. Just like that. So even though we're doing 2 lines, see how it makes 3 toes? 1, 2, 3. I think bunnies have 3 toes. I don't have a bunny. I would really like to have a bunny, but I'm not allowed to have a bunny. So I think they have 3 toes. After that, you know what we can do? We can actually wash our brush because we're going to be working on some pink. So go ahead and make some pink while I work on this. I'll make some pink right away. If you don't know what colors go into pink, you're gonna take a little bit of white in a new spot, take a little bit of red in a new spot and mix them together. If you have pink already, that's awesome. I'm gonna make a little bit of pink right here. Oh, my red is drying. Wow, everybody. So there's some pink. Now, sometimes what I like to do with my pink is, because I like kind of a corally pink, is take a teeny tiny, look at how little, tiny bit of yellow. Can everyone see that? Tiny, tiny. And mix it in, and it makes like this really beautiful coral color. Yeah, see? So nice. I love coral. I think that's one of my favorites. And then what we're gonna do is take this pink or this coral that you've made and paint in the ear. So if you're using if you have a small brush, it's time to use your small brush. If you only have a big brush, just take your time with this. Just paint it in like so, okay? And while I have it on this brush here, I'm going to paint in this ear here. That rhymed. I like accidental rhymes. One of my favorite things, I think. Accidental rhyming, like so. Okay. Now, we do need some bunny cheeks. So, whatever you have on your brush, don't wash it yet. Find a new spot on your palette and just kind of spread out that paint so it dries out a bit. You know what you can do too? You can also dab it a little bit on your paper towel, just a tiny bit, to make it dry. And then what we're gonna do is right underneath the eyes, with just a little bit of paint, you're gonna scrub to make little bunny cheeks. So we're kind of scrubbing. Just don't scrub so hard, especially if you're working on copy paper. You're gonna go really lightly. So it's not really a scrub, it's more like a feather. Making some bunny cheeks just like that. Now they look funny up close, I know, but when they're a little bit farther away, they look really cute. That's exactly what I did on this one here. And they may be darker right now. See how they look darker? Because, well, I mixed a darker pink, but also because they're wet. So when they dry, they lighten up a little bit as well. So I'm gonna give this bunny, oops, a little bit more paint. And if you accidentally did too much paint like this, you know what? Just turn them into circles. Yep. Maybe this bunny has a lot of blush. And that's okay. Or maybe they just have naturally rosy cheeks. That's okay too. I wish I had naturally rosy cheeks. There we go. So it all works. So whatever you want to do with your art, that's what can work, okay? So after we're done the pink, you can wash your brush. Oh, did everybody see that? I almost put it in my cup of water. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So what we're gonna do next is paint the tail. Really easy peasy. All you're gonna do, take some white. Oops, I almost dropped it. And just paint it in. Oh, and I took way too much, everybody. Just paint it in just like that. If you accidentally go over top of your outline, don't worry. We're gonna be outlining the tail too, so we can always go back over that. Just like so. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna even make this one a little bit rounder, right here, a little bit bigger. And it's okay if you can see the brush strokes in the tail. Tails naturally have this like fuzzy softness to them. So that actually works really well today. So this one I'm just gonna go do a really quick layer of this. Okay. So we're gonna wait for that to dry before we outline it with the darker color of the bunny. But while we're waiting for this to dry, wash your brush and we're gonna go into black. And we're going to paint the bunny's eyes, nose, and mouth, okay? So, take a little bit of black on your brush, and the smaller the brush you have for this, the better. Oh, you know what? One thing I keep forgetting to mention. If you are only working with a big brush like this, and you're not confident that you think you can get these really, really fine lines, one thing you can do is use a marker. So just wait for your painting to dry. Wait for it to be completely dry. Same with any of these other little details, and just use a marker to put that in instead. So you know what? I'm going to show you with a marker on this one how we can do that, okay? But yeah, don't if you're afraid of using this and not being able to get a really, really small line, if you don't have a small brush, wait for it to dry and use a marker. Yeah, I always forget to mention that, but it's important to know. If you are going to do it now, what we're going to do is go around the bunny's nose, just like this, down the little cheeks, little muzzle, I think it's called, like so. And then we're going to do the eyes. Now, I always get asked when we're making eyes like this, if we can put eyelashes. Of course, if you want your bunny to have eyelashes, you can totally put eyelashes. Okay, but I kind of like my little bunny like this right now. Okay. So remember I said I wasn't going to do the paint on this one, but that's what you're going to do right now. If you are waiting for it to dry and use the marker, mine is already dry. So you can just do this afterwards and put those details in with a little bit more control with the marker, like so. There we go. I'm actually gonna make that nose a little bit deeper. And you know what? I'm gonna put some eyelashes too, because I always get asked about eyelashes. So there we go, little bunny with eyelashes. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this to dry a little bit longer. Let's start the carrot. So to make the carrot, we need to make some orange. And what two colors make orange? Does anybody know? It is yellow and red. So the cool thing is that we kind of have this coral and we don't really need it anymore. So why don't we turn it into an orange? Why not? Instead of making a whole new color. So what we can do, because those colors are already in there. So we'll mix some red in there. We'll take a scoop of yellow, mix it in, like so. That's still a little bit too orange for me, so I'm going to take more yellow and that's going to lighten it up, like so. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right there. I like that orange today. It's very, very deep. Okay, so then what you're going to do is paint in that little carrot. And if you made a small one, use a smaller brush. If you have a big one, use a bigger brush to paint it in. Just take your time and paint in that little carrot with the orange that you mixed. There we go. And I'm gonna put this guy here, making sure I don't, you know what, I'm just gonna lift it up so y'all can see. Like so. Ready? Like so. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do after we paint our carrots in is we're going to go right into making some lighter and darker orange, because we've already got orange on our brush. So let's make it work. So you're going to move whatever's on your brush to a new spot. Take some white, mix it in to make a lighter version of the orange. And we're going to try our best to very simply make this carrot look a little bit more 3D. So if you look at this one I made, the top is light, and I did the first side of those little marks we made with the light paint. And then the other side, we darken it a little bit, and then we put those darker ones in, okay? So we made some lighter orange. We're going to start here. We're going to start kind of in the middle and follow along the side of that carrot with the light color. And if it's not light enough, guess what? Add some more white, just like that. And you know, I'm going to do that just because I can see my pencil lines through it. Yeah. And then it'll be easier for you guys to see too. I'm going to go lighter and follow along. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It's okay if those lines are a little bit rough. Carrots are not super smooth, right? That's why we peel them, so to eat them. So we're gonna go across, down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? I kind of lost my sharp edge on that carrot. Let's bring it back with some more paint. There we go. So I got that one edge like that. And then I'm gonna wash my brush and we're gonna make a darker orange. So I'm gonna take a scoop of this orange we made, move it to a new spot. And we're going to take a teeny tiny black. Can everybody see that? Yeah, oh, here, let me get focused. Yeah, a little tiny bit of black, tiny. It's also good to kind of dab a little bit off and mix it in. Yeah, that's about all we want. Because if we made a color that's like this, that's too dark, okay? So we don't want that. We want a little bit of orange, like here. The teeniest tiny bit of black to change the shade of the orange. And I added a little bit more water, so I had to start over again. Sorry, everybody. Let me catch up. That's where I want it to go. And then this is going to go on the other side. So you can do the other side of the carrot. Oh, see how watery mine is? I think that'll still work, but I'll have to wait for it to dry a lot. There we go. So it'll be a darker version, just like that. Okay. So I'm gonna make a different one here. So sometimes if you like the color that you have on your brush, but there's too much water, just dab it. Yes, you might lose a little bit of your paint, but you'll still have a tiny bit of that color to go on if you need. And that's not dark enough. Just like so. Okay, remember, this is just like a side detail to the project too. It doesn't need to look exactly perfect because all the detail is going to be on the bunny. So we made our carrot. We did it. The next thing we're going to do is make a little bit of green for the top. So I'm going to take a little bit of blue, and I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, and we're going to make a green, like so. And I'm going to even make it a little bit darker because the green is actually pretty close to the background. There we go. Oh, and look, I got a little bit of orange in there. And all you're going to do is add some hair to your carrot. Carrots, or I guess it's called it's like a stem, right? The leaves of the carrots, like so. Okay, just like so, easy peasy. And this one, there's a little bit of white, so I'm just gonna cover that there. Okay. So we have one more step of our bunny. We should do the details around the ear and around the tail. So they should be dry. If they're not dry, don't rush it. Even though I'm going to be finishing now, just wait until yours is dry, because this is the last step. There's nothing after this. We're going to take some of the darker version of our color. So if you need to make some, take a minute and do that. So I have some gray here. And I'm going to start with my ear first because I'm right-handed, and if I do this and then work my way across, I might smudge it. So I'm just going to go like this, like so, and work my way down like that. Okay, here we go. And then the last part is I'm going to go over, remember I said if you accidentally do on your outline, no big deal. This is your time to clean that up like that. And then you're going to go around. So curve, curve, curve. All these curves. Ooh, I think I need to trim this brush. This brush needs a haircut. And there we go. But don't worry, sometimes these extra little marks, they actually make a painting look really cool. Something extra that you've added that you didn't quite mean to, but you can always see that you did. Okay, so let me just do this one on this bunny here. And then we will be just about finished. Yeah. So here's the tail. Yeah, see how much easier that is with my brush that doesn't need a haircut? Oh, I pressed too hard. That's okay. Okay. So thank you everybody for painting with us today. I'd love to see your bunnies. So if you've joined in with us, we'd love to see pictures of them. If you are just watching now but plan on making it later, please post any of your pictures of your finished products, of your finished paintings, to our Facebook page or Instagram at NOTLLibrary. If you have any feedback for me, or if you have a request for a next painting, please send me an email. I can be reached at kdupuy@notlpl.org. Focus? Nope, not focus. So right there, kdupuy@notlpl.org. We are going to be doing the chicks on Friday. So I actually have them right here. They're on half a painting, but that's what we're going to be working on Friday at 5 o'clock. So that's for our virtual family fun Fridays. So we'll make a family of chicks for Family Friday. These ones are really fun and really cute. So if you have any questions for me, yes, send me an email. Thank you again for joining us today, and we hope you had lots of fun. Okay, we'll see you next one. Bye, everybody. Oh, I just forgot to mention, we will be posting these videos on our YouTube channel and on social media. So don't worry if you're tuning in now and you missed it. You didn't. It will be up so that you can make as many bunnies as you like. Okay, have a great afternoon, everybody. See you later on social media, and see you on Friday for the family of chicks. Okay, bye.